Hey, King Boo. Yeah, thanks. It was a tricky one. I got... So, Alright, first off, the parachute stumps. The momentum feels very, very strange jumping off of those. And so it took me a handful of tries once I got to that point before I was able to actually land on the shell and grab that. Because I kept either undershooting it or overshooting it. But the double only took me like 2 tries to get. But once I got past that, I got very nervous. I was like, what is this setup? There's a P-switch. All right, how is it gonna kill me when I hit that? And so I was like looking around the room. I was like, all right, we're safe. All right, let's just hit it and run. And yeah, it was okay. But I was convinced something was about to kill me. Yeah. The gap really scared me. I was like, there's munchers up above the ceiling on a line of P blocks, and as soon as I hit this, they're all gonna come crashing down and insta kill me. I was very I was very suspicious of the whole thing. But no, once I found a consistent setup for that grinders, it got a lot easy to get through the rest of the level. You could have, and I'm very glad you didn't. Yeah, it was basically that I think I was kind of accidentally doing it previously. So I think the hitbox for a lot of enemies in Mario Maker is not like a square, but it's more of like a circle. Or maybe some kind of weird shape. Stumps and saws, yeah. So ultimately, all I had to do differently... Yeah, maybe oval, maybe some kind of weird half oval or something. But all it means is that if you land on an enemy on the top, you are going to bounce higher than if you land on the enemy very close to the side. And it's much more noticeable with big enemies, but it's also noticeable on small enemies like the Spinies. Because hitting that turn block, sometimes you don't get enough height, even though you're bouncing off the same enemy. You have to hit him like dead center. And so there's obviously like some different altitudes for the top of the Spiny with the hitbox. And so that's what was happening with the Mecha Koopa, is if you hit him too close to the center, you're gonna bounce high enough to hit the grinder. And if you hit him far enough on the side that you still bounce, but not so far that you just kind of bump him without bouncing, that's what gets you through it. It was good to kind of like finally get through that. So I enjoyed it. Once I finally got through it, it was a lot easier to like. I tried to do it again just to get like a better time, but I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to try that grinder again, or that double for that matter. I'm pretty bad at shell jumps. All right, so what we'll do? Oh, good. So, a magnetized coin. What will that do? Well, it's just gonna attract towards the player. So this dot dx plus equals... Yeah, and then we'll add a cap on the speed. So let's see here. Direction of player is important. Well, let's say theta. That's our angle towards the player. Player angle. That's gonna be the player's up here, so I want player y minus this y. Player.x minus this.x. So that's our player angle, and then we've got our acceleration. We're gonna call that 0.1. We're probably gonna have to bring that down a bit. This.dx plus equals excel times math.cosine of the player angle. I think that should be right. And then this.dy with sine. So that's either going to be, that might be completely opposite. Welcome back. So let's see if that actually works. This might be completely backwards from what I want it to do. Let's move that over here so we can zoom in a bit. All right, so current plan is I'm going to be adding a weapon that, in addition to damaging enemies, will also cause the coins to be attracted towards you. It's going to be like a magnet weapon. So it'll short circuit the robots and also draw in coins. So let's see. Let's just say for each magnetized. Let's see if this works. Oh, no, yeah, look at, oh, yep, it's drawing them in. Oh, that's nice. That actually works pretty well. Oh, yeah. All right, you know what? I'm down with that. Now, if they don't fall through the floor... Yeah, magnet is kind of strong. It will be kind of... All right, so part of it is... It's very strong if they're not in the air. If they're on the ground, they kind of drag along the surface. Actually, that's a pretty cool effect right there. Well, I kind of like that. So one thing we need to do is make it so that, oh, look at this pattern. That's really fun. Now, if I go further up, will they start? Oh, yep, there they come. Oh, that's nice. All right, so what do I do about... That's not how magnets work. Shut up, Shermdove. You don't know. Magnets, how do they work? All right, so let's make some changes here. Coins are magnetic now. It works. They're heavy iron deposits. Here come the coins. They're just flying along the ground here. Let's see here. Buy a real magnet to know. Oh, in this economy? Reverse, inverse, square. No, absolutely not. That's no fun. I want to be able to hit a coin from across the room and have it zip towards me at supersonic speed. So let's see here. So we're gonna grab our semi-solids. Platform? No, what did we call that? What is that called? It's a... okay, platform, yeah. Instance of platform. Speed. Yeah, we do have the need for speed here. So I want to say, if it's on a semi-solid above you, it can drop down. If, all right, we're gonna say on semi-solid, is on semi-solid. All right, if we are on a semi-solid and the player is below the coin, then in that case, what we want to do is just kind of drop down through the ground. So let's see if that works. Let's find some coins. All right, here we go. Here's some coins. So we're gonna rerun our magnetization function. Oh yes, 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 that's it. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. All right, you guys need to come up here. Whoop. Oh, but don't actually come to me yet. So let's see, will they, oh, yep, they drop down. That's perfect, I like that. So we'll probably do like some kind of time limit on the magnetization as well. Like magnetization will last for a certain amount of time, but not be infinite. I got an achievement, sample achievement. I do need to bump that up. 100 money in your account. All right. So is magnetized. We're gonna change that to magnet timer, and that's gonna be 0 by default. And we're gonna execute our logic if the magnet timer is above 0. And part of that is going to be, we are going to deduct 1 from the timer if our timer is above 0. Could the magnet be an item you can get in order to magnet coins? Yes. So the magnet is going to be one of the many different weapons you can get in the game. So I've got my dev exit item here, which is just a ton of ammo, a ton of power, which this just lets me kind of fast forward through the game and grab a bunch of free money. Let's do that. Just so we can jump to a store real quick. Okay, so we jump to a store. So you've got different weapons you can get. There's one weapon at every store, and it's kind of randomized. And so that gets added to your inventory. You can have up to 2 weapons. Or 4 weapons. I don't know why I said 2. Okay, just break through this boss real quick with our magic kill everything weapon. That's all right. So some of the weapons are not really weapons, but they're kind of items. So this is one of the new ones I worked on last week, the bubble shield. So how much will it cost? Do you mean the game? The game is free. The weapons, I have no idea how much they're gonna cost. I've gotta balance that a lot. So pea shooter is gonna be your starting weapon. It just fires 1 weak shot. Oh, the magnet? I don't know. I've got some ideas of things it could pair well with, because it's not just going to grab items. It's also going to damage enemies in a small area. So blunderbuss is different in that you get less shots, but each shot fires 3 pellets, and you can hit all 3 at once. Bubble shield is fun, I've found. So bubble shield's gimmick is that it doesn't do damage. It surrounds you with a shield, and then you can ram into enemies to damage them, which is fun. So it makes you temporarily invincible, and you do damage to enemies based on how fast you come at them. Yes, there are number keys for switching weapons, 1, 2, 3, 4, it works. Scroll bar also works, and it also handles touch events if you are on a mobile device. That's kind of the main thing I want to do on this, is make sure that if you're playing it on mobile, it still works just as well. Like, there's nothing that's only for desktop. Oh, I was trying to build up enough speed to see how much damage I could pull off with that. Bubble shield is also unique. It is the first item that I made that actually charges even if you don't have it equipped. So most weapons, if you don't have them currently selected, they do not reload. You have to actually click on them and have them active before they reload. Bubble shield, I felt like that would be really stupid, because the main point of it is you cannot use it very often. It's like every once in a while. Oh man, didn't get him. All right, whatever. That's the bubble shield. All right, so the point is that magnet works. Magnet works great. We're gonna have a timer. So now we're gonna have to build a weapon that can apply that. So we need like every weapon has a different type of thing it fires. In the case of the bubble shield, that's kind of a weird special case where it doesn't actually fire anything. Weapon handler, inventory, push, new flamethrower. So for instance, pea shooter shoots out these little pellets that deal damage. Flamethrower shoots out fire. So very different type of particle that does different things. Does it work okay on mobile? I've tried it a bit on mine, and I know it will probably be a little bit more sluggish. I've still got a lot of optimization work to do on this to make it run effectively on mobile devices. Moving is hard. Yeah, so that's the main thing in the game. You don't move around with WASD. You have to fire your weapon to move. And so you want to aim kind of down and to the side, and then kind of, there's a sort of timing to it where you can get kind of decent at the movement, but it takes some getting used to. Moving is very hard. And that's kind of the idea, is that it's kind of a goofy sort of, you know, all right, you can focus on moving, you can focus on shooting, but doing both at the same time is almost impossible. One of those games where it will be hard to be good at it. But precision platforming is not really going to happen with this. Hopefully. Hopefully no one tries to do anything like that. All right, so we need a new type of projectile. So we've got bullet. We've got flame. Yeah. We've got shield pellet. Any percent no dev exit, yes. Dev exit will be patched out by the end of the game, by the time it's ready for release. So no worries there. All right, so let's play around with this regular player flame, I guess. Movement is gonna be normal. Okay, the magnet, does it shoot like particle effect? What would a magnet wave look like? Like just a ripple? Like a weird little ripple? Rings? Rings might... Like a sound wave? Yeah. Let's break out Photoshop here. Yeah, we'll do some kind of like ring looking thing. Alright, where is my... Oh wait, that's probably... That froze my... Yeah, there we go. Alright. Pellets. Here we go. Got my pellets. Look at, oh, beautiful little pellets here. Let's zoom in. There they are. So I feel like I want it to be low opacity. Purple? Low opacity purple. Just a nice big old purple blob. It just it's just a big block of purple. That doesn't look that great, honestly. Let's try erase the middle, and then gradient. No, not a gradient. What color is magnetism? The age-old question. Can just kind of fade out the whole thing to make it. Let's see how that looks, I guess. Export that as PNG. Pellets. Yeah, save it as pellets. We're gonna give that a try. Okay, so we're gonna have our new type of pellet. player magnet. I need to put these in a new folder. I'm getting so many different types of projectiles. Projectiles. So we're moving player bullet, player flame, player magnet, player shield pellet into projectiles. Move that, move that, move that, and also add player magnet. There we go. All right, so player magnet, what's that gonna do? Touch sprites. Okay, here's, oh, okay, here's something. If you've got a little, let's call it the magnet particle, if it flies into an enemy, does it keep on traveling through the enemy? Or is that it? Let's see. If it touches, yeah, if it hits the ground. Actually, no. Let's let it travel through the ground. No ground travel. No damage. It does have an expiration, which is going to be based on the weapon that fires it. So that we could, in theory, have different types of magnet weapons. The whole weapon system is this hierarchy of different objects. And so they can have different stats that you upgrade over time. So we could say, oh, this magnet weapon is the same as the normal one, but the projectiles go farther, or the projectiles go through more enemies, or something like that, or last for longer. Yeah. So there's, like, technically, the starting weapon and the dev exit are both the same classification of weapons. They both fire pellets in a certain radius. It's just that this one fires a lot more pellets in a much wider range that do a lot more damage, and you have a lot more ammo. But they're all basically the same type of weapon. So it's easy to upgrade weapons into different types. So, pellet. Bullet uses, here we go, tileset.pellets. Frame number is going to be 3. No flipping necessary. So that one's easy. We'll be able to upgrade the weapons. Yes, in the shop, in addition to buying new weapons, you will also be able to upgrade the weapons. Hi, Pixel. What you doing? So for instance, if I just get to the end of this level real quick. Beat all these robots. Okay, so when you get to the shop, that's suspicious, Pixel. When you get to the shop, if you have any weapons that have available upgrades, they will become available to buy. Up to 4 upgrades at a time are for sale in the shop. So for instance, I could upgrade the pea shooter to have 50% faster firing speed. Or I could say it gets 2 more shots, so it goes from 4 shots before reloading to 6. And so there's lots of different things you can do with that. So I can create new types of upgrades very easily in this setup. So it's going to be very, you'll be able to customize weapons. Very stormy again. You should probably shelter up. All right, let's see here. We're gonna say that whenever a projectile touches anything, right? A lot of wind outside. We had some rain earlier today, but it's calmed down pretty well. Let's see, does it affect bullets? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say that yes, this does affect bullets. Let's see, we're gonna say that if it's, let's see, first off, we're just gonna do that. And then we're gonna say if it's an enemy or, no, well, let's just say anything. Yeah, let's do, aw, Pixel. Get you some nice tea. At least it's Friday, that's true. Actually, the weekend is a little bit more busy for me. During the week, I get to sit at my desk and work. During the weekend, I'm chasing a toddler around the house, so I'm a lot more busy. Touching sprite dot magnet timer plus equals, we're gonna say, how long? Well, let's say it'll be different based on the sprite. So, if it's loot, then we're gonna grant it like an extra, 10 seconds, I guess. And then we're gonna do our piercing difference. No. All right. If it's a loot, if it's a coin, it's just gonna magnetize it for 10 seconds and then do nothing else with it. If it's an enemy, even an enemy bullet, I guess. Ball shield blocks it. No, ball shield does. Yeah, ball shield blocks it. Touching sprite, magnus. Yeah, we don't want to hit it twice. Oh gosh, quick flash. 3 round 1 right. Okay. Let's see what I can figure out there. Touching sprite dot magnetize. And then we'll need to have an enemy logic for magnetization. Or maybe, I don't know, something. We'll figure that out. I know of it. All right, let's see what that sounds like. I'm just gonna Google the song, and we're gonna see what it sounds like. Cheese Farewell? What in the world is that? I mean, it sounds like Celeste. All right. All right. Quiplash 3, round 1, right music. All right, let's do it. Ooh, a little bit of kind of samba. All right, let's get out the chord for the piano. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. Let's see what we can do with that. First, let's get the key. Make sure we get that right. perfect. A minor. A minor is really easy to work in. All right, let's listen to that again. Okay, then it mixes it up. Let's rewind a bit. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, here it comes. Here's where it mixes it up. Oh man, it goes crazy there. Let's stick to the beginning. That's where it mixes up the chords a bit on me. Yeah, the beginning is the good part. Okay, what did Pixel just recommend? Cheese farewell with extra cheese. Is that all right, Pixel? Okay, so it's from Winter Collab. Oh, so it's hot off the presses. Oh gosh, what the crap is this? All right, well I don't see. All right, hang on. Let me try Winter Collab OST. Winter Collab trailer. No. Okay, I'll have to do the playthrough video. Thanks, King Boo. And thanks for stopping in. Good to see you here. apparently that was the end of the video. So that's the music then. That's all we get. That's a catchy song. It's just kind of, it's fun to just kind of riff on for a bit. I like it. Good suggestion. And then we go back to the chill music. Oh, this is Animal Crossing, right? Yeah, 1 a.m. from New Horizons. Okay. So my plan with magnetization as a status effect. So we've got an effect for being on fire, which is basically that you take damage over time. Ah, oh, thank you, Pixel. $5 going to Camp Horizon tonight. So we're gonna have a that's okay. We're gonna call this one the short circuit timer. And if the short circuit timer is active, you just, I don't know, what do you do differently? You just kind of don't take your action. You drift at whatever speed. There we go. Thank you, Pixel. $10 going to Camp Horizon. What a guy. We're gonna say 1 second, just to start with. And then our main sprite update happens here, which we're only gonna do let's see if this works. Player flame has, uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, because the magnet. My player magnet pellet, yeah. We're gonna call it the magnet pellet. Alright. So let's do this. Oh, already. That makes sense, that makes sense. Sprite, shorted timer is 0. And it's supposed to be that we do run our code if our shorted timer is less than or equal to 0. So why are we not moving? This is the pause menu from Mario Strikers Charged. It's nice. Why does this not go into effect? Player. Our player's update function is not being respected. Interesting. If this equals player, console.log this shorted timer, please. Let's see. Let's see this. Yeah, me neither. Oh, that's not getting hit. Okay. Why is that not getting hit? Is it because of this? Let me see. If I take that out. Huh. Let's see what we're getting here. What are we getting? Undefined? We're getting a heck of a lot of undefined. Okay. Why in the world? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, sprite dot. That was dumb. That was dumb. All right, we're good. We're good. There we go. Okay. So now what I should be able to do is see what happens. Sprites dot for each. Well, let's filter X instance of enemy magnetize. Whoops. Wasn't ready for that. Hello? Can you go? Is it going to do the thing? What's my deal here? Where's my console not working anymore? Definitely. That's weird. Wait, what is happening here? I think something broke on the console, or I hit some hotkey. Let's dispose and restart and see if that does the trick. There we go, that looks better at least. Something like froze up for a bit, but now it's back. Oh, they get stuck. Yeah, all right, that's what I want to see, is that when they get magnetized, they all freeze for a bit. A few different things. I want them to freeze for longer, for one. Ooh, you know what? We should make that a property of the weapon so that we can upgrade it. Magnetization should be something that happens. Let's see here. So how are we gonna do that? The magnet magnetize with a force of some kind. This one is score and star tally from Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis. Previous one was Ravio's theme from Link Between Worlds. So let's see here. Player shield pellet has some kind of timer, doesn't it? Maybe not. Check expiration, yeah. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Weapons, okay. Pellet shield. Pellet duration, here we go. Well, that's the pellet duration. Oh, you know what? That actually does make a lot of sense. Because it fires 3 pellets. All right, well, that one doesn't work then. Is this our first status effect, really? Well, I guess fire kind of has a status effect, right? Player flame. Does the flamethrower... No, you pellet duration, but not the effect duration. Days, Nick. How far did you guys get? Have you made it to the Twin Bridges? Have day. Here it is. Have day. Space raid. Now we're talking. Now it's a party. Space. So good. Let's see here. We're gonna have effect duration. How many space to crash not bot? So the bot will allow up to 3 sounds to be running consecutively, but also it will only allow individual users to trigger a sound once per 60 seconds now. Thank you, Day, for the subscription. Much hype. Such wow. Support. That's almost a year. 8 months. Wow. That's the thing. Maybe. Oh, you guys, she's saying I love you now, and it's the most precious little thing. It sounds like oh, but it's there. It's there. The love is there. That's how long you've been mod. Yeah, you've had mod privileges for a long time. You mod on like a million channels, so you've got the resume. Teacher to say space. 5 seconds. 5 seconds, I guess. Yeah, that's 5 seconds is not long. So we're gonna say the effect duration is 5. Day, would you like a music in honor of your subscription? I need to start doing something like that. Shake my world. That's what it is, yes. Oh, I know this one. This is from Wii Play. This like 9 minigame collection that was on the Wii. Really bizarre set of stuff. It was basically just like them showing off, like, look at all the different things you can do with motion control. It's not just a gimmick. Yeah, but this one was fun. This was a little tank mini game. You drive these toy tanks around. Yeah, that's the tank one, and it was really hard as you got further and further. All right, so now we need a weapon that can fire magnets. Magnet effects. The nostalgia. You're too young to have nostalgia. All right, let's see here. This is now going to be the magnet cannon. Sure, magnet cannon. And we got to make sure to remember to add it to our list of weapons here. Weapon magnet cannon. The Wii is this now. Oh, that's a good point. You're young enough where the Wii is your nostalgia. You must be this old. I know who Ally McBeal is. She's your ally. All right, Stone Tower theme. Let's do that. Let's see here. All right, let me listen to it again. Okay, there we go. That was it. That was it. No, the sevens was the Final Fantasy one. This one was much easier. This one was much easier. Let me untranspose here. Okay, I need 100 beats. That doesn't come through enough. The strings don't work for it. And the vibraphone doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, the harpsichord really helps with that. The sevens one, I still kind of vaguely... it was a really weird... There it is. Really weird song from Final Fantasy VI. Which actually, some of those chords make me think of the Peanuts theme. There's a... Hang on, let's see if I can pull that one off. I should mute my mic so that you don't get the weird echo. Who doesn't want to be in a tavern? We could find some adventures. Great plot hooks there. It's the place. It's the place to start your adventure. It's cliche for a reason. It works. Okay, so we are going to have our weapon magnet. We're going to call this one... So this is going to draw in money, but also freeze enemies temporarily. And Pixel, I guess. This is the magnet weapon name. Magnets. Lodestone. The Lodestone, maybe? Lodestone? That kind of works. What else we got? What else we got? The Ferris Bueller. It's a pun, you see, but not a very good one because the second meaning doesn't really do anything. Oh, actually, let's have a different version of this. that fires 360 degrees, and we'll call that one the Ferris wheel. This one can be something like the lodestone or the EMP.
All right. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, we need to pick a sound from our sound bank for this weapon. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. What do you guys think about? Oh, what are we gonna use? What are we gonna use? Oh yeah, classic. Power-up noise is our possibility. That's not a magnet. That's the achievement sound. That's the coin. Maybe that's the achievement sound. That's not a good magnet sound. That could be a magnet sound. That's POW 05. No, that's the out of ammo. Or maybe that's the out of ammo. That's the shield noise. I made a ton of like random noises, and I'm actually starting to run out of unused ones now. Oh, actually this one. That could kind of work. I don't know, are you sure? Alright, what do we think? This one? Hang on, let me mute the music. Alright, so here's the choices. It's this one. That's pew. Or this one. That's pow. I'm leaning towards pew. Pew sounds exactly like a magnet. That's true. It does sound exactly like what a real magnet sounds like. That one. Yeah. Pew 02. Okay, let's do that one. Pew 02. No initial upgrades. Well, we do. Yeah, we are gonna need a bomb weapon. That's next on the list. All right, spread. Okay, how much of a? I think it should have a pretty wide. No, let's not go crazy. Let's see, over 2, over 4, maybe like an 1/8 of a circle. And it's a big projectile too. It's this size. Oh wait, actually, I do need to make sure that that is correct. Where's our projectile? Here we go, projectiles. Player shield pellet is a radius of 10. That's what the magnet is going to be as well. 180 degrees. I think we want to do. Maybe we can upgrade it. Maybe that's one of the things you can upgrade over time. But I think the ooh, and also I gotta be careful to make sure that you can't shut down an entire boss with this. So there needs to be a limited pierce for the blast. So let's see here. Cost 25, sure. I have no idea what is fair, really. But we're gonna blast it. We're gonna put quite a few projectiles out. Let's see, we're going with. That's Paper Mario.
I learned the museum version of this song, like the first page of it. Do 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 do. And then it does a weird chord. Let's try 7. Fixed spread, yes. We are gonna do fixed spread. Germdub, did you even know this game supported fixed spread? That's for true pro gamers. They want fixed spread on their weapons. But for some weapons, like flamethrower, it's turned off because I want it going every which way randomly. Okay, pellet type. This is where the magic happens. Do we have random crits? You know what? Not yet. All right, so the magic is we change the pellet type that this weapon fires. Pellet duration. That is how far or how long the pellets travel before they just kind of dissipate. All right, let's give ourselves a new magnet cannon. All right, does that work? Do we just have it now? Let's see, there it is. Ooh, that's certainly a color. It works! It magnetized. And this guy is stuck for like 5 seconds. He's still stuck. Uh-oh, he's still stuck. Why is he still stuck? Okay, good. They don't go forever. I can't help but notice, sir, that you've stopped moving entirely. Let's just give him a little boost. No? Not even that? Okay, it does work. Magnet might be a little too OP. We're gonna find out. All right, let's go find. Oh, and also, you can boost off of it. I think that's okay. I think you should be able to boost with it. All right, so let's see here. This guy, this sucker right here, he's about to get magnetized. All right, so let's look at our sprites. Let's see. Where dot magnet timer greater than 0. No? Okay, well, let's look at sprites dot the ones that are left of me. There he is. That's the guy right there. This guy. What's his deal? What's his deal? His magnet timer. Oh, shorted timer, that's what we call it. It's undefined. Undefined, huh? Hang on now. It is in fact undefined. Still undefined. How does magnetization work again? Shorted timer gets duration. We definitely want a slower recharge on this. This should not be a weapon that has 4 shots. Where are all the enemies? There he is. All right, bloop. Undefined. Okay, there we go. So the duration we're passing into the magnetize function is undefined. Effect duration. Okay. Pellets should have an effect duration. Because in the weapons, here we go. Pellet duration is passed into our, there it is. Bullet dot effect duration equals this dot effect duration. I think that should work. Okay, I'd really like to see some more enemies. There we go. I missed. Fired, but I missed. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's okay. He's good. He's okay, everybody. He's okay. All right. what would this do to one of the, like, our dummy boss that we have? What would this do to this thing? Oh. Oh, well, that's certainly interesting. Whoa. Whoa, okay, that's weird. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it, but it's... Oh, and I definitely don't like bullets stopping midair. Definitely don't like that. Okay. The rule is that if an enemy... okay, main. Where's our main? Okay, here we go. If an enemy is shorted out, then we're gonna call it stun drift. That's a nice, neat. Sure, that makes sense. Stun drift is gonna be the name of this. Or we could put it in here. Oh, actually, yeah, we could totally put it in there instead. All right, forget the stun drift thing. That was stupid. All right, but it is going to be effectively the same thing I was thinking of, which is... Uh-oh. Whoops, hang on, sorry. Broke it. There we go. Stun drift is going to be that if your shorted timer is greater than 0, if you're shorting out, you'll start sparking, but also you will automatically move by your current velocity and react to borders. And also, I guess, gravity? Where's our gravity function? Apply gravity, yeah. So if you get shorted out, you're still gonna kind of drift along as a robot. Okay, that's fine. So what does that look like on these guys? Uh-oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, except for the snap back, because I'm just setting there. All right, but the missiles should be interesting when they fire their missiles. Come on, fire your missiles. Here they come. Oh, this is interesting. They just plop down. Okay, that's kind of interesting. These are seeking missiles, and when they get short-circuited, they just kind of plop down to the ground. I'm okay with that. I am pretty okay with that. Now they still slide a bit, but that's all right. Oh, also this is interesting. I've desynced the missiles. And I could probably desync the shields. Yeah. Look at that. So are the shields desynced now? Bloop, 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 bloop. Not particularly desynced yet. Hang on. Alright, did I get him? Did I get him? Shields do not really desync that much. Not yet. Oh, and I think that I can, like, kind of stun lock. I think if I keep firing at this, yeah, it doesn't go away because it keeps getting short-circuited. So I can, if I want to keep spending my attack on a single sprite to keep it stunned, I can do that. Okay, this is, all right. The main thing I wanted to see here was making sure that, all right, the magnet effect doesn't pass through the entire block of junk here. Like it's still, the surface acts as a shield. And that's what I want. That's what I want on that. I'm gonna put a to-do on the short circuit effect. on boss movement. I need to change how the boss pinwheel stuff, I need to change how the position is handled. Right now, it's basically every time the update logic runs, it just says, I'm going to set your position to here. What I need to do is, I need to say, you need to find the difference between here and move towards that location, not just snap to it. And that way there'll be kind of a rubber banding back, but not an immediate snap in one frame. So that will improve that quite a bit. Last thing I want to do for short circuit for now is we need a little lightning effect, a little bzz, 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 bzz going on. Similar to when you're on fire, when you have the fire effect, you kind of give off flames. We want to do the same thing with the short circuit effect. So let's see, how big is this going to be? Let's go. Actually, let's open up our player. How big is our player? No, player was a bad idea. Let's open up one of our robots here. Let's figure out the size here. Let's just kind of copy paste a block of this so that we can get a similar size out. Okay. Let's see. So how big is this, first of all? What is our size? Pixel height 18. Okay. So let's do, yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what? Instead of 5, let's go 4. So 72 by 18. Yeah. All right. So lightning. Do we want to go classic yellow or do we want to go like blue? Like, oh, let's go with a nice bright cyan. Let's go for that kind of lightning. You know, the bzz, bzz, bzz. Also, what are the particles gonna look like? The flames basically just spawn a particle that then like flies upward. The lightning, it's just gonna spawn like on top of something. But that means it's gonna come out of the center. I want it to work for big and small enemies. Because on the small, like on the missiles that are like tiny, I don't wanna do like this kind of thing. Well, on the big enemies, that'll look like a weird shell, and on the small enemies, it'll look like a bubble around it. It's very inconsistent. What I probably need to do is just spawn it at a random point within the enemy's hitbox. In which case we can go much smaller with this and more intricate with the animation. So let's do half the size height-wise. Yeah, let's just go full on half. Let's just go full on half here. All right, so there's our edge. So we're just gonna kind of There's our first one. Yeah, it can have a few extras. And I want to make sure it's like, it doesn't interpolate, like it doesn't look like a fluid animation of wiggly lines, but instead it's this like, it's basically like just this static-y noise each time. Art. Yeah, looks really good there. Coming out of the back of his head. And also, do we want to keep it blue every frame? Do we want to go blue, yellow, blue, yellow? Is that, I think that's a more lightning thing to do, right? Yeah, that looks good. That's a good lightning color. Whoops. Should have just done a multi-select region there. All right, there's our lightning. Sure. All right, save that. We'll just save it as shock because that's much easier. All right, shock. Throw that in our folder of stuff, our ever-growing folder of Photoshop documents. And now we need to go add it to our list of tile sets so that the code knows to load it as a tile set. Hey Hudson, all good. We have been making a magnet weapon. And we're about to make it look a lot better. Doing all right. Finished out the week strong. Had my annual review today. They won't tell me what my raise is for another month because they no longer do it as part of the review for some reason, but whatever. Do we need a timer on the shock? I don't think we do. And I don't think the position is going to be updated. Instead, tileset.shock, frame number. This is the animate. This is where we need to do animate by frame, because we have a. This is just for such an occasion. All right, get to it. Get to it, Hudson. Oh, and we do want to flip randomly. We want this to kind of like... Basically, that will double our number of frames that we've drawn, is just by flipping it horizontally. We're gonna say that shock can have a... Oh, here's something. Shock needs to have a parent sprite and a duration that gets passed in. This dot x equals something. Hey, Natcat, welcome to the party. We are making a magnet cannon for the game tonight. So let's see here. This dot x is going to be a random value. Parent.x plus math.random minus 0.5 times parent.radius. Yeah, man, we are partying it up. So this can be kind of a little bit off of the radius, but I think that's going to be okay. Initialize, no initialization needed. Timer, we do need a timer. Right, yeah, timer. This dot timer plus plus, and if this dot timer is greater than duration, then deactivate it. Simple as that. And we're going to create a new shock whenever we get magnetized. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. No. Property width of null edit. Oh, yep. I did not pull in the new image file. We've got the new image file shock, which is going to be our little lightning bolts for any magnetized enemies. All right. So the magnet is going to wreak havoc on their internal parts. Bzz. Oh, it didn't like that. Shock is not defined. Shock is not defined. Shock. Shock is not defined. Oh, again, problem with I need to pull in the new code now in the particles. I hate having to do this, and I need to find a cleaner way to pull in all these files instead of defining by hand. Yes, actually, you can play it right now. Here's the link to it. It is available for play. It's not this version, it's one version behind. All right, so let's throw this magnet up here. Oh, it's still no good. He's shocked, but, oh, okay, but that one's an easier fix. Yeah, you just call super right there. All right, that's easy. That's easy. All right, let's see if that's the last thing we need here. Hey, there he is. Oh, he's shocked. He's shocked. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. When's the Nether update? Good question. Now, can I remagnetize? Oh, he does get magnetized multiple times. Look at that. The more times you hit him, it does stack. So how, what does that mean that we need to do? Like, it obviously doesn't look good. When he gets hit by multiple particles, yeah, don't really care for that as much. Ugh. Should we delete the old lightning, maybe? Maybe. Let's see if we can. Let's see what that would do. If I delete the old lightning. So let's see. We're gonna take sprites dot filter. We're gonna find all the other shocks. That are already on it and deactivate them. Let's see if that does any good. Does that look better? Have you, all right, have you kept up with the latest Minecraft update? Because, man, it is looking nice. They're starting to introduce cave biomes, underground biomes. Okay, so that's all right. Yeah, that's okay. I'm all right with that. Yeah. It's a little on the small side, but I think it's okay having only one instead of keeping on adding more. So let's do that, and then let's also try this. Every time that we, let's do this. Set position. We're gonna say that every frame, we're gonna set it to a new position within the radius. Oh, that's a shame. That's all right. How does this look? Oh, he doesn't look at all, does it? Huh. That's weird. Kinda would have expected that to work pretty well. Oh, he shocked and fell off a cliff. Huh. Oh, parent. This dot parent. This dot parent. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, now we do it. Those don't go. Oh, that looks so much better. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Heck yes. Heck yes. Let's see here. Renderer dot target. All right, check this out. Look at this. Look at this guy. All right, look at this guy. All right, let's zoom in on him. Let's really get in there. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. That's much better. That's much better with it moving around randomly like that. I like that a lot more. Yeah, he's definitely... It's very clear that he has been shocked. And the nice thing is that on small sprites, like the homing missiles, he is all like, oh. On the small sprites like homing missiles, it's not going to move around as much. It'll stay more in a tiny area, which is good. But this gives it the illusion that it's a much bigger shock sprite and gives it a lot more random wiggle. I like this a whole lot. This looks really good. I am on board. Okay, that's good. That's really good. I am super satisfied with how that looks. Was there anything else we needed to do with the shock? Oh, we need to fix the weapon a bit. Clip size. I want to say you only get to use this one once before it has to reload, and I think it has a very long reload, similar to one of the shields. I'm gonna say no kickback. No kickback, slow reload. Let's make it a little bit lower range to start with. All right, is that good? Does that look good? Does it do damage? No, it does no damage. Maybe shock should do some damage though. So the advantage is that it continues, or it's going to continue reloading. There we go. Holster reload ratio, midair reload ratio. It's going to reload at full speed even while you're not actively selecting it. Oh, I do like that idea. That moving coins deal damage. That would be something. Whoop. Oh, that's kind of... Alright, that's kind of a pain, is that it blocks the coins. Tricky thing there is that... Oh yeah, I clicked before it was ready. Is that I would need to have some kind of limit on coins, because otherwise you could just get a massive wall of coins that just destroy everything. Typically, yes. Typically, weapons will only reload while you have them out. Very similar to TF2. But then you have weapons that are special, that are kind of have these secondary effects, like your shield weapons, and that's similar to like your Demo Man charge, that you don't have to have the weapon out for it to reload. I can go to other weapons and continue using them while waiting for this to reload. The idea is that the weapon is it's very powerful, and therefore you can't use it all the time. And so I balance that out with it reloads even when you're going around using your regular set of weapons, and then occasionally you get this extra powerful shot that you can use. But it's going to take up a slot in your inventory. Is it worth it if you can only use it every 20 seconds or so? Let's speed it up just a little bit. Let's give it a 0.08. How fast is that? That should be twice as fast. What does that feel like? How did I get a single coin? Bzz. That seems all right. And then you got to actually move around a little bit. It becomes a much more it becomes a much more utility weapon. It's like, oh, I want those coins. Bzz. And then you go and you continue playing the game. And it can be a good opener to difficult enemies. It's like, oh crap, it's one of those orbiting enemies that hone in on me. I want him to stop moving so I can actually land a shot on him. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. And the idea that the magnet particles fade out after 1.5 seconds means that they don't go all the way through the length of the level grabbing coins for you. All right, get ready for the juggle. Here comes the juggle. 1, 2, 3, boom. That's got to be worth an achievement. Are they hurting you because electricity bad? No. They're just, I don't know, trying to mine into your hole or something. Yeah, that's the touching enemies. That's not because he's electrified. Although that would be something terrifying if electrified enemies did extra damage. That's a good point. Maybe they shouldn't be able to do any damage while they're shocked. 1, 2, 3. That's going in the frag montage. Oh, classic. Beautiful. Is this Tamagotchi life? It is. There you go. All right, upgrades. Let's talk upgrades here. What kind of upgrade? All right, first off, I need to make it clear that the bubble shield has the effect of reloading while holstered. That's important. Well, okay, they do keep their current velocity. They do keep their current velocity. So it is possible that if a missile is heading straight towards your face and you shock it to disable its guidance system, it will still careen into you, probably before it hits the ground, unless you hit it way in advance. So I don't know. Maybe it does need to switch to no damage while shocked. Let's see. Where's our touching enemies deals damage code? And that's got to be under the player logic. Yeah, but that's probably Kirby's Adventure. All right, let's see. If you touch, here we go. Yeah, if you touch an enemy, let's see. So you always bounce. You'll still bounce off the enemy, but if the touching sprite dot shorted timer is greater than 0, then no damage. Let's see if that works. Let's make sure that was enough.
Well done. Well done. All right, so let's try it. We bloop him. Yeah, he still bounces us, but we don't take damage. That seems like a reasonable feature. Air shot, air shot. I still need to program in the achievement for an air shot. There are already achievements set up. What? Oh, why am I getting so many beeps? Okay. All right. I think this is good. All right, now we just need the upgrades for the weapon. I'm finding that the upgrades take a long time to just figure out what is fair. Balance is going to be a huge, huge thing in this game. Reload speed. We want to be able to reload faster. Definitely. It's going to be expensive, though. What else? What else? Not more shots, but... Oh, the effect duration needs to be able to be bumped up. What else? Reload speed we got. And I don't know which one to request when you get enough points. Actually, reload speed seems to be the best thing on this, and then also the duration of the effect. Okay, so let's do effect duration next. For that, we need to update our schema, our weapon schema, to make it so that effect duration can be upgraded. +1 is good. +1 is the good direction. To distinguish it from things like spread, where smaller spread is better for some weapons. Like, I'd say shotgun, you want to have a nice tight cone. All right, so for this, okay, short description. Short description is kind of the little snippet in the shop before you drill into it, where it just says, hey, you can upgrade your magnet with longer effect. Depends on that's true. Maybe that's one where it needs to be a sort of sometimes good, sometimes bad. And then stat description is going to be prefixed with the word more or less, I think. How does this work? How does our logic work for getting the breakdown text? If is good change, use good. Else, if bad, use bad. Prop text, change number. Oh, it'll say something like plus 10% blank. So plus 10% longer shield direction. So this will say longer effect duration. And if we break that down into, you'll see some of these have stat description good, stat description bad. We can break it down so that it reads a little bit cleaner on cases where it's like less. Like, let's say I had a different version of this weapon that was the same, but it had a worse effect duration. It would say something like minus 10% slower or less, shorter effect duration. So actually, let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's actually go through and do the effort of longer effect duration and shorter effect duration. There we go. Short description is only for upgrades, so it's always in the good direction. Okay, so that's the schema that we update, and then we add in a little helper code here. Little helper to say effect duration scale. This is basically to give us some kind of shorthand for later. Okay, and that's it. Now that allows us to go into the magnet. No, not this one. The magnet cannon. And say, hey, there is an upgrade
that's for the effect duration, and it's a scale up. You can have scaling effects and static change effects. So, for instance, some of them might be +1 shot, while others might be +10% shot. So that's your 10% is your scale versus a static change of +1. So most of these are scale based. Yeah, additive versus multiplicative. However, they're not really done correctly yet. Really, the way it should be done is that the multiplicative effects should not stack. It should be that if you have a +50% on a weapon, that let's say it's got some stat that's worth 100. If you get a +50% and a +50%, it should be a total of +100%, and it should double the effect. But instead it's doing +50% to give you 150, and then +50% to get you to 225. That's something I want to fix at some point. But there's not many weapons where you can get a scale up on the same property twice. So it's not a huge issue except on like 1 or 2 weapons, and only if you get all the upgrades. And even then it's going to be a marginal difference. Like, okay, yeah, we're at 225 instead of 200. Not a huge issue. And +50% is kind of ridiculous anyway. Yes, that's a problem for future DOPs. The duration going up, that's a pretty good update, right? Like, that's pretty good. That's kind of a late game kind of thing. So we're gonna charge 30 for that. And it's gonna bump the duration from 1.5. No, that's not. Where's our effect duration? Wait, where is our effect duration? We don't even have it on here. Effect duration. Here we go. That's just the default effect duration is that. All right, well, let's make sure that gets put on this particular weapon right here. Effect duration. Oh, all the time. All the time. All right, so we're gonna say it goes up from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, I guess. That seems pretty good. That's a 60% increase. Let's give it a 50% increase instead. Grab an extra 2.5 seconds. That's reasonable. Upgrade your reload speed. Pellet count doesn't hugely help. That's not a huge boon. Because it's basically just meant to be this wave. So I think as is good. You're not really going to see much of an effect from bumping that up even to double the amount. So I think that's pretty much all we can really find to upgrade on this right now. You get him, Pony. Alright, so now if we add 1,000 gold and head down to the store, let's see if we can upgrade that. Lodestone, longer effect. Plus 50%. And see all this code right here, all the little back-end stuff we did, it gives us this nice, neat little shop window, and it also updates the stats on the weapon. That is combined code. Like, I don't have to remember, like, oh, make sure to add it to the shop, make sure to do this other thing. No, it's right here. It all works. It's all in the schema. And we're gonna do faster reloads to make it a level 3 weapon. Future DOPs has a time machine. Alright. Oh, yes, okay, here's something. Here's something that's particularly interesting. This is like the only weapon right now that can fire through the ground. Nothing else can do that. Oh, this is nice. It's all right. When you fully upgrade this to a full level 3 lodestone, it's just barely, the enemy gets freed just before it reloads, and I think that's really good. That means you can't infinitely stun lock an enemy with this weapon, even if at its top tier. I think that's very fair. Now, this is not a versus game. This is not a player versus player game, so I'm okay with stun lock. If you want to infinitely bully a Goomba, you can do that in Mario, and nobody cares. All right, there we go. That's the lodestone. I am going to. Should I mention that this can travel? No, we'll let the player discover. Are we letting the enemies stun lock the player somehow? Okay, there is kind of one effect that can happen, but there is a way out. That is super fun. The only real thing close to stun lock is when you get hit by an enemy, you bounce helplessly in the air, and if you were completely out of ammo, then it is conceivable that you could get basically juggled. The way I've kind of fixed that is that you still reload while in midair, but at a much reduced rate. That's kind of my fix for that, is that you can't be perfectly juggled by bad luck, but you might take a lot more damage than if you would, just remember to have at least one shot left while you're in midair to get out of a tight spot. All right, I think our magnet cannon is good. I do have to actually add it to the shop weapon pool, though. The upgrades are automatically added to the shop, but the weapons are not yet. So I have to basically just have a list of available weapons. There we go. Trying to fire early, preventing. Yes, if you fire your weapon before it is fully reloaded, it undoes the current progress on the reload. I'm thinking about what I should probably do instead is like pause the reload in that case instead. The idea is I want to encourage good timing. Not happen when it's empty. Yeah, perhaps so. Just being able to fire as soon as it's available. Like, as long as it happens if you have one shot left, but if you have 0 shots left, I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's do it. All right, pull trigger. If reload time equals 0, cancel current reload. We're gonna replace that. I know, well, yes, and it's good. TF2 is a great example to follow. They did so many things so well. Oh, it's a great example. So shots remaining. If this shots remaining is greater than 0, then cancel the current reload. Let's see what that looks like. I think that's all we needed on that. I love that. Clean code there. All right, so... Okay, so let's see. Yes, okay, now I can shoot as soon as I hit 0. Well, this is a little bit... Now I'm kind of firing maximum speed. Firing at maximum speed here. I'm not a huge fan of that. And all I have to do for that is just hold the mouse button down and don't leave the ground. Let's make it so that if the mouse is down, it just doesn't reload as fast. Like here, it doesn't matter, because as soon as you click... Oh, I see. That's a good idea, actually. That's a good way to fix it. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, how do we do that? Do we have a player is on ground? We do. All right, so hang on. So let's unravel this logic. If the player has one shot remaining or they are on the ground, then it cancels their reload. So now it should be that if I just do this, yeah, I can't just fire infinitely on the ground. I have to actually release the timer to reload. But if I'm in the air, then I should be able to just hold down the button, yeah, and immediately fire as soon as it's available. Like I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. Got my one shot to correct my course. I think that's reasonable. I think it's a sort of weird niche feature that should just make it a little bit friendlier. I'm down with that. I like it. There you go. Yeah, but when you're on the ground, it's the normal logic of, no, you have to let go of the mouse button to time it. Now for this one reloads so fast it doesn't make a difference, but for other ones, you've got to actually be ready for it to be reloaded. Or you've got to get the timing down for other weapons. This one, the idea is it just fires a whole lot of wimpy shots that don't even travel very fast. Yeah, for long reload weapons, this will work. See, right now, if I click this button while I'm on the ground, it is going to break the reload. But if I want to get the shot off as soon as possible, I can do that now by holding the button. No, it works. It works. I don't know how I'm going to program the achievement for air-shotting one of these guys. Like, a lot of the other achievements are pretty easy to loop in. Actually, fire was tricky. I've got an achievement set up for, ignite 5 robots in 3 seconds. Yeah, you can, so it bounces an enemy based on where you hit it. Yeah, so if you strike them at their base, it will launch the enemy upward. So you can hit them from above and still get them to be bounced upward. This one was annoying because I'm basically like, every time you ignite an enemy, I just store a timestamp of that, and then I just check the last 5 timestamps every time that happens to see if they're all within the last 3 seconds. Which is kind of an expensive operation, but I'm hoping it won't really make much of a difference. Okay. Well, that took up almost the entire night, the magnet cannon, but the magnet cannon is cool. And now we need to add... We could add an alternate version of it that does a circular effect, but maybe does a really wimpy, a short-range pulse. A short-range pulse. We can actually do that with no extra logic stuff. All right, hang on. Let's check this out. Magnet cannon. We're gonna have a new weapon. Magnet pulse.js. Make sure to add it to our code loading. All right, there we go. All right, magnet pulse. This is going to be called the Ferris wheel. This is going to be the one that shoots 360 degrees. Make sure to add it to the shop immediately. So the nice thing is that once you get one of these weapon types down, it's very easy to add another variant of it, as long as the variant is not too different. Alright, so Magnet Pulse. Here's what this guy's gonna do. It's gonna be very similar to the Lodestone, but it's gonna be a short range. Yeah, it'll still say the rest, and it will still reload while holstered. Pellet count. Let's go 24. Effect duration. It's going to be a much shorter effect, much shorter pellet duration. So that's going to be how it becomes short range. It's still going to be 1 clip size. Pellet speed. Ooh. Okay, hang on. Here's an idea. Let's make the pellets actually very slow. Very slow. Pellet duration can still be... Let's make it like a small cloud. Do we already have a piercing weapon? The only weapon that uses the piercing logic so far is the normal flamethrower. There's 2 flamethrowers. The flamethrower does have pierce. It can hit up to 10 enemies per flame particle. Then there is the solar flare, which is kind of the Dragon's Fury of the flamethrower family. It is a very small, short-range burst. I do want to add something like that, and that will not be too hard. There's one piece that's going to be tricky, and it is the frame-by-frame logic. That right now updates are taken in frames, and so with our slow-moving projectiles, it's very easy to say, oh yeah, you totally hit that guy. You totally hit that guy. But with the fast-moving projectiles that move like multiple, very far per frame, it's possible for it to go through an enemy. And so there's special logic I have to do to say every time I'm gonna update this thing's position, update it like 4 times instead, just so I can do the extra checking along the way without really stupid, like, line code detect. I probably do need to do some kind of more sophisticated hit detection. But yeah, it's like Mario 64. It's straight up. It's old school collision detection. You can go straight through stuff if you're very fast. Okay, so we're gonna try the pulse here. The idea is it's gonna be a short range burst. It's gonna be this cloud of magnetic power going on. First, we need to talk about parallel universes. And this is going to be really effective because I think you'll be able... Oh... Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Not super effective as I was hoping. It needs piercing. It needs piercing for one thing. Let's give it infinite pierce, or semi-infinite pierce, which is 10, of course. Yeah, and this is the exact same code. It's just got a wider radius, more particles, and slower movement speed on the particles. That's it. That's all I had to do, and suddenly we have a whole new weapon. Oh, and he gets caught in it. He gets caught in it for a bit. Now, what would be nice What would be nice is... Oh, that would really mess up. That would really mess up the boss. Let's see. Skip to level 5 here. Oh, I'm a victim of... Oh, wow. Oh, that does some serious damage. The projectiles actually do get your velocity, so you can kind of... Whoa, everything's better. But it's very short. Oh yeah, it's short duration though. That is one thing that's different. Is that it does a lot, but it's only in a small area. Is there a better way to do that? Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool to get kind of a... Let's see here. Oh. Oh, see, it's getting eaten by the shield. The shield generator guys, little lime-colored jerks, they do not have any special logic, but the shields they generate basically delete projectiles. And so they are blocking a lot of this effect, which is probably super good that it's kind of working as intended. Oh, we're dead. This one is weird. I'm not, it feels a little weak. It feels a little bit weak. I don't know. It's just a bomb that you kind of drop. See, that's kind of cool that it when it keeps your velocity, it kind of moves with you. Maybe that's what I want that weapon to become, is you fire a projectile, and when it lands, then it releases the mass of magnetism. Something you can fire from a distance, and it's a short-range burst on collision. That would probably be much better. How do I make that happen? How do I make that happen? Huh. I want to have a bullet that fires more bullets. That is not a trivial issue here. That is not a trivial... Yeah, that's the trick, is that all of these variables, like, oh, how long does the pellet last before disappearing? What type of pellet do we fire? What's the spread? What's the pierce? What's the number of pellets? I want to reapply all that, but I want a sub-weapon. I want all of this information, except for things like cost, to still be a weapon, in a sense. Because a weapon can be fired. I can fire a weapon. So I can wrap up... Here's why it's tricky. What if I want a weapon that fires 3 pellets, each of which, upon collision with something, blows up into 5 pellets each that extend out in such and such radius and whatever else? That's where it gets tricky. So I think I need that. I think I need to have the parent weapon has, oh, you have 3 pellets, and the pellet type is... special explodey weapon, and then that explodey weapon in turn has pellet count of 5, and so yeah, there's gonna have to be some way to handle that we are gonna have a pellet type that can trigger a weapon fire. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so pellet type is normally a thing you can construct. Yeah, exactly. And that's the advantage. That's the sudden occasional advantage, the edge case of where it's actually useful for me to have to add things to the shop manually. Some weapons literally cannot be purchasable. I mean, right now that's just the dev exit, but it needs to also be things like this, these weird sub-weapons. So, what does that look like? It is a projectile that when it lands, it does the thing. Okay. Is this a single type of bullet? Oh. Okay, I have a bullet. And inside that bullet, as soon as that bullet lands, I need it to fire X number of a new type of bullet. So do I statically define... Oh yeah, the works. It's all possible. And it will only take one special type of new projectile. I just have to make sure it can handle whatever I want to put in it. I do not want... Here's what I don't want. I don't want to have to define a new class called Magnet Bomb, that when it explodes, it bursts into magnets. And then a new class called Fire Bomb, that when it explodes into fire particles. And then I don't want to... And Shrapnel Bomb, that explodes into regular bullets. Yeah, I want to make sure that this can accept anything. And so we are going to call it player parent bullet. Perfect. And so I think the only special thing this needs, this extends player bullet. It has the same logic as player bullet. It does. That's going to be imparted by the parent, isn't it? Ugh. Oh wait, it's the weapon. It's got a weapon. I gotta remember. I was about to say, oh no, if I put the damage at 0, then that means that all the child bullets are gonna be 0. No, this has to have a triggered weapon. That's gonna be the key, the magic here. And this weapon can also technically deal damage with this parent bullet. Like, if you directly hit something with a bomb, it can deal damage and then also explode. That's allowed. The double donk. It can happen. Okay, so it's gonna do all the normal stuff. Check for enemy hits. All right, here's the magic. Here's the secret sauce. I love it. I love it. Loose cannon is a fun weapon to throw into a choke point. I mean, there's some hard counters. Short circuit for one, which that's a hard counter to like way too much stuff. If you can't get out of Dust Bowl 1, just grab a couple of engineers to just spam short circuit out the main gate and then let people just pour out. All right, so we're gonna do this, except we're gonna explode. So we're gonna have a on contact which is if we hit a touched border, then we're gonna do this dot on contact. And if we do an enemy hit, we're also gonna do an on contact, I assume. Right? Yeah. Yeah, basically anytime we would normally delete the bullet, we're gonna do our on contact code. Which this is where things are gonna get really, really weird. And we might allow for different art for the bombs. That's a possibility. The big thing is that whether it hits a wall or not, it will explode. We're probably going to need something in the schema to say, does this bomb immediately explode upon hitting a wall? Does this bomb explode immediately on hitting an enemy? Does this bomb explode, you know, when its duration expires? Because we need to handle cases of like, oh, you have to actually strike an enemy or it doesn't explode, versus fire it towards the enemy and it's just gonna blow up when the timer goes, no matter what. So for now we're just gonna say it explodes if it hits a wall or an enemy, and that's gonna be good enough. So on contact, we're gonna have this triggered weapon, which is going to be an instance of a weapon. Oh no. Oh, what if you want to upgrade the sub weapon? Can you do that? Oh no. All right. Because right now, the upgrades apply to the weapon themselves. Yeah, yeah. Right now, upgrades apply to the weapons you own. And the way that we're gonna be making this is the weapon you own fires a single bullet, a bomb. That bomb, in turn, explodes into whatever. Fire, magnet, pellets. But that sub-weapon, that one is not part of the upgrade logic. And that's going to be really, really painful. But pretty crucial, I feel like, to the schema to be able to build upgrades that affect the sub-weapon. Like, okay, my bomb travels faster. Does it deal any more damage? No. Does the shrapnel travel any farther? No. Does the shrapnel pierce more enemies? No, but the bomb itself is able to do more damage on contact. Like, oh, So it definitely needs to happen, because I do not want to. The way it's currently set up, I would have to build a new weapon for each explosion effect. Like for each upgraded explosion effect, it would be a new weapon. That's not gonna happen. So it might have to be that a weapon's sub-weapons can be updated. Good, Hudson. I'm glad. Get excited. You should be capital letter excited on that. Hudson, we're making bombs. Not in like a terrorism way. You know, for any government programs that are monitoring this stream for some reason. Alright, so on contact, we're basically going to fire the triggered weapon. And that is going to be tricky. So, how does a normal weapon fire in this? So, normal weapon. You pull the trigger, and it fires. Boom. Fire a weapon. Here's how a weapon gets fired. Code, and then the magic is we fire a bullet. firing a weapon might mean that you fire 3 bullets in the case of like the blunderbuss. You fire out multiple individual bullets. So I think this is the code we really want right here. Is this firing code. The secret change here is that all of this is based on the player. Because here's where we are looking for the direction to fire the weapon. Is based on the player's location versus the mouse direction. And then fire bullet. Fire bullet's easy. That one can stay the same. And then we also add the player's velocity to the bullets. So those have got to go. Those have got to go. Oh wait, no, this is where we do the kickback. Oh, but don't we do something with the yeah, here, pellet, dx, dy, player dx, player dy, there it is. Definitely not in a terrorist way. Dang it, turned tough. Okay, so I think what we want is we want to specify when we are firing a weapon, we want to specify a source which can be the player. So if source equals player, then do the normal player code here. Else, it's going to be based on the source's X and Y. The direction is going to be kind of the direction that the sprite is going. Player.x minus mouse X. Oh, that's backwards. That's super backwards, but whatever. So instead, we'll use source.dy and dx. So why I'm doing this, let's say that a bomb, like a sub-weapon is defined as firing 3 shots like the blunderbuss in the direction that you're firing, all right? If a bomb is triggering that sub-weapon, I want the shots to be fired in the direction the bomb was traveling when it exploded. So that what you could do is a very short fuse bomb that like the player fires it goes a little bit of distance, and then it splits off into the sub things in the same direction it was just traveling based on its arc. So if you fire it very high, and then it kind of starts to arc down, and then it's gonna fire off in the direction. So that's why I'm doing this. And the other thing is kickback. Only do that if source is player again. Don't give the player kickback if they are not the ones holding the weapon. Yes, we have a jetpack. That was like the second weapon added to the game. It is a 0 damage weapon that it actually has a reduced kickback, but it fires a lot more times per second. And it has a lot more in the clip. Or magazine, if you want to be pedantic. It's the same as the regular weapons. So you actually have to point it in the direction you want to fire the jetpack. So you have to fire it down to go up. So far, every weapon works that way. The player is launched, the pellets are launched in the direction you point, and the player is launched opposite that. But I think I kind of want to do at some point like an antimatter gun or something that fires you in the direction you shoot, so you have negative kickback. To make a boomerang that is a bomb that fires forward, explodes, and then flies in the opposite direction. Let's see. I think weapons do have a... What do we have? We got our pellet spread. We've got our... Okay, we have initial distance, which means I can fire... That when you fire the weapon, it starts like 20 units in front of you. Or not necessarily in front of you, because if it's like a radial weapon, it's just out of you. But it would not be too crazy to have like an offset, like a initial offset direction. Oh, actually, you know what I could do to make that happen? I set the number of pellets to 2 and the radius to 360 degrees. When you fire more than one if you fire one pellet, it goes in a straight line. If you have a fixed spread weapon with any more than one pellet, it always has the first 2 on the far left and far right of the range. So the idea is that if you have 3 bullets, it's going to fire 1 straight ahead and then 2 on either side. If you have 5, But if you have 2 and a 360 degree range, it'll technically fire behind you. So that's something. That's kind of that. Let's see. Fire bullet also does something with player, doesn't it? There it is. So I'm gonna have a source here as well. And if source equals player. Alright, so when we're firing bullet, make sure to include source. Alright. You too, Germ Dove. Thanks for the good ideas and for the good chat. Always a pleasure to have you around. Okay. So now everything should work exactly as it always has. Are items a thing yet? Different weapons are a thing, so we can have multiple types of weapons. And that's about as much as we're gonna have for different items, is different weapons. However, different weapons will have different effects. There's a plan for some weapons to have passive effects. One of the plans I had for tonight was a weapon that increases the amount of loot dropped by enemies. Never got around to that because this magnet thing turned out really fun to do. The Ferris wheel. Ah, stupid. And it's not even very good right now. That still needs to be fixed. Actually, I'm taking it out of the weapon pool for now. Well, no, we'll leave it in the weapon pool. So what we're working on now, which I'm not going to finish because this is suddenly we've stumbled upon something that needs to be made that will be a big undertaking, and that is for the ability for, this is hard to describe, weapons need to be able to fire other weapons. So right now, every weapon in the game basically has a set of statistics, like number of shots you can fire, reload rate, damage, range, speed of the bullet, how many enemies the bullet can travel through, what effects the bullet will inflict on enemies, how long those effects will last, weapon spread, all of this stuff. But what I want to implement is things like grenades. So where you fire a pellet, but when it hits, it in turn triggers another weapon's effect. So for instance, like I've got this is a little sample weapon here. This is not going to be in the actual game, but here's a weapon that fires 360 degrees. Like it fires all around you. Boom, big old circle of damage. I want a weapon that when I fire it and it hits a wall or an enemy, it triggers that effect at the point right there. That would not be too bad of a problem, but I also want you to be able to upgrade all of that stuff the same way as you do with the current weapons. When you get to a shop, you can upgrade the stats on your weapons. I want to be able to do that with the sort of sub-weapon system. So it's going to be very weird to pull off, but I think it's possible without ripping everything apart. So we're making good progress. The new base magnet is pretty good. Instead of being like a circular thing, it's kind of like a single wave that travels out with a pretty, and it like locks enemies up for 5 seconds and draws in the money. So you know, double fun. But it doesn't actually do any damage on its own. It's something to combo with other things. So, all right. So we've got our weapon updated. So what I want to do is have this parent bullet thing triggered weapon. Okay. If this dot triggered weapon, this dot triggered weapon dot fire source is this bullet. So I want to treat it as though the bullet is firing a gun. We are firing guns out of a gun. This is going to be either really good or really awful very soon. All right, where's our pellets? Projectiles. Player, parent bullet. You're in the right place. We're about to have guns that fire guns. So you're just in time. Guns are pretty great. All right, so we got 2 new weapons already tonight. One of them's gonna get heavily reworked. We have the Lodestone, which is a magnetic pulse that will stun enemy robots, and it will also trigger gold coins to follow you. And then we have the Ferris wheel, which does the same thing, but instead of being fired out like instead of being fired out directionally, it is a small area of effect. So Lodestone does this, Ferris wheel does this, which is pretty underwhelming by comparison, but still counts. So now I want to turn this effect into a grenade. Is effectively what got us on this tangent. Except for charge. I'm seeing the joke probably a solid 15 to 20 seconds after it was entered into chat, but it still counts. All right, so we can have a weapon. All right, so we're gonna have a test grenade. That's what we need. Test weapon. We have now a weapon test grenade. No. Test grenade. .js. Weapons. Test grenade. Spell it right and it will work better. Actually, I also misspelled it here, so that's good. There we go. Call it test grenade. All right. And the big thing we need here is that it has... Hey, tank! Man, everybody's pouring. As soon as Germ Dove leaves, everybody shows up. Go figure. All right. New weapon test grenade. Add that to our item pool. Tank is a little drunk. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The drunk tank. That's what they call it, right? All right, so we need to change the pellet type to a player parent bullet. And we are gonna try that the triggered weapon is a new test weapon. So is this gonna work? Work in general is just awful. So let's see if this works. Nope, it did not work. Test weapon is not defined. Oh, because it's weapon test. That might be why. All right, here we go. We're gonna fire a weapon. Uh-oh, that didn't work. It just fired. Hang on. That's definitely not what's supposed to happen for multiple reasons. All right. When we fire a triggered weapon, oh, maybe the position is one thing. Source, player, we're using player.x. We want to use source.x and source.y. That's gonna help a little bit, but not a ton. That was quite a grenade. It's doing nothing. Nice. All right, well, let's go over here to an enemy. Hi, enemy. Pew pew. Okay, well, it is firing a single tiny bullet. Oh, that's something. It's not applying the initial upgrades. That does make sense. Okay. That does make sense. Initial upgrades. How do we apply initial upgrades to a weapon? Weapon.apply initial upgrades. Fair. So when I initialize, oh, that's gonna be interesting. When I initialize this, apply initial upgrades. We're gonna see. Oh, triggered weapon is not defined. Oh, this dot triggered weapon. Yeah, you know what I meant, code. All right, boom. Whoa, hang on. All right, we got a grenade there. That's something. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, it's a start. So what that kind of means, sort of. All right, hang on. Let's get. I want to see if the sound effects actually work here. All right. Okay, so is this? I just changed it to a different type of sub-weapon. Okay, it does keep the proper sound effects of the sub-weapon. This is good. Oh, and it still does damage. Because it is technically still a pellet. So now we have a weapon that, when fired, will, oh, and I can miss. And it will still fire out the effect, stunning the enemy. Okay. So even if I miss, it still affects the enemy. This is good. I need a sound effect for enemies getting shocked. Definitely need that. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. Is my wife coming home yet? She's visiting with some family tonight. She's running late. Okay. Progress. Progress. And look at all these orbiting coins that have been magnetized. Come on. I might need to increase the magnet strength. Because they just kind of swing endlessly underneath me now. It's not super great on the coins. Let's go ahead and update that now. Just double it. Progress, I love it. We actually got somewhere with this. I was expecting to make no progress with this tonight. Whoa. Okay, now these coins really want to come and visit. Okay, that's good. No, that's good. Early access Steam worthy. Oh yeah. Look at this. Look at this artwork of this like blank grayish blue slate that represents the ground. It's perfect. I don't want to walk over there. Magnet cannon, get that. Oh, I missed. Magnet cannon, get me my coins. Yeah, that works. Whoa, okay. Whoa. Whoa. I need to put a max speed on these coins too. Maybe. We'll put it as a maybe. All right. Okay. So that works if I give it a single specific weapon to use. There are multiple problems with this. First off, the triggered weapon does not need to live on the bullet. I don't define it there. It needs to be defined by the weapon. It needs to be defined by the weapon here. Like this. And then this does not need to happen. Triggered weapon, don't forget that. So that needs to go under apply initial upgrades. We also need to look at if this dot triggered weapon, then this dot triggered weapon dot apply initial upgrades as well. Okay, so now test grenade is the one that actually stores what weapon to use. Oh, we lost it. Oh, that's another thing. When you fire a weapon, it inherits the properties. The bullets inherit the properties of the gun. So we need to make sure that gets passed along. There we go. Progress. So now triggered weapon can be weapon magnet. So here's where things get tricky. How in the world do I upgrade the sub-weapon? I need a way of getting... Oh, hang on. We might be in much better shape than I thought already. Weapon handler dot inventory. Give me my test grenade dot what do we call it? Triggered weapon. Okay. Dot upgrade. Oh yes, there they are. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I'm getting pretty excited about this. This might actually be not as bad as I thought. So let's look in the shop code. Weapon.upgrades. Okay, get random upgrades. This is our list of upgrades that we can get. We grab our available upgrades. We tell it which weapon it applies to. And that could probably still work. Okay, here we go. We iterate over the weapons. Oh no. I just thought of something. You know what's possible? If we build this system out where a weapon can have, if a weapon can trigger another weapon on contact with an enemy, what if this weapon could also trigger a weapon? We could actually do that, where you fire a grenade, and when it explodes into smaller grenades that in turn explode into whatever other sub item. I know. Well, Hovercat's not home yet. She's still over at her family's. Once she gets back, then I'll go downstairs. I'll end in a hurry when she gets here. Okay, but that should, well, Do we want to allow for that possibility? Yes, we do. The reason I got onto this is right here, I could just add a check here that says, if you are a weapon with that triggers a weapon, make sure to grab that weapon's upgrades as well. Thank you, Hudson. $5 going to Camp Horizon. But what I really need to do is do that recursively. Indexes. What is an upgrade object here? Oh, weapon.upgrade. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do... Yikes. Yeah, I need to recursively grab all weapons. So right here, weapon handler, get recursive weapons, or let's say get weapons and sub weapons for weapons like grenades that trigger other weapons. Okay, so this is going to do this. We're gonna have a list, an empty list, and what we're gonna do is we're going to start by adding in just our current inventory. And then we're gonna start looping over it. We're gonna say, start at the beginning of the list and go to the end of the list. For every item, check if there is a child weapon. If so, add it to the end of the list. What that does is if we've got a case where we've got, say, weapon 1, weapon 2, and weapon 3, but secretly weapon 2 has a sub-weapon, then what that does is we're saying, okay, go through our weapon inventory list, and for each one, add it to another list. So what that's going to do is that's going to say, okay, put in, that's 2, and that's 2A, and then that's 3. What it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, that means first I need to add weapon 1, 2, and 3 to my list. And then it's going to start saying, okay, for every one of those, all right, so here's our final list. All right, so you added 1, 2, and 3 for our list. Start at the beginning and go to the end, and every time you get to a weapon, add all of its children to the end of the list. So 1, no children, nothing to do. 2, yes, there's a child, there's 2A, so we're gonna add it to the end of the list. 3, no children, nothing to do. Finally, 2A, no children, nothing to do. And that way, our final list is a list of all weapons and sub-weapons. So it's like we don't even need to care about that. Now we have our full list of weapons that we can in turn say, all right, give me the list of upgrades. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. If ret sub I dot triggered weapon, which is what we're using as our term for the weapon has a sub weapon. Wait, isn't that what we said? Isn't that where that is? Triggered weapon? No, bullet has a triggered weapon. Oh, wait, hang on. No, but also the weapon. Test grenade has a triggered weapon, yeah. So weapons do have a triggered weapon. That needs to go here. Okay. So if ret.0.triggered weapon, then ret.push that triggered weapon. Except that's supposed to be I, not 0. I know how to make a loop. And then we return our list. Okay, so now on our shop, instead of getting our weapon handler.inventory, we get our full list of weapons and sub-weapons, map that to a list of upgrades, and that's how we get our random upgrades. But will it work? Will it work? Oh, I really hope so. Can we upgrade our test grenade? Test grenade needs some upgradables, right? Actually, no, I guess it doesn't. All right, we're gonna find out if this works. Did we just solve this problem? All right, so right now we have a test grenade. It fires 3 weapons. Oh, wait. Oh, let's do one more thing. One more thing. Weapons. Where's our little pea shooter? Pea shooter. Shots change. Okay, go back to our test grenade. Upgrades. Yeah. All right. Okay, so here's the magic, hopefully. First, give me a bunch of loot. All right, so we have our test grenade. It fires 3 shots. Each shot spits out a bunch of this stuff that slowly emerges and then stops. And that's it. Now, let's go to the shop. All right, Mog, have some good stuff for me. Do not error out. Do not error out. Okay, this is almost it. We almost already have it. So, notice the test grenade has upgrades because we defined upgrades for the test. To time out Hudson for 5 minutes. Hudson, who is not even talking. Redeem 500 points to mod Hudson for 5 minutes. Makes it even better. And look at this, look at this. The upgrades are actually here. We do not own... Wait, oh wait, how did this happen? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How did that get here? So wait, I can update this. Faster reloads doesn't make sense because we're not... Okay, longer effect is the one we're really interested in. So now if I go here, fire this. Did that actually work? Sub 1 dot triggered weapon dot Effect duration 180. That's 3 seconds. And it was initially 2 seconds. It did update. That actually works. Why is it in the inventory window? How did this happen? Like, this is really unusual. How did that get here? I do not have the weapon. No, there's Hudson. I do not have the weapon. How did it get added to my inventory? Let's see here. Inventory.push. The only way for that to happen is add weapon. That's the only way for an item to get pushed onto the inventory stack. The only way for that to happen is in the shop handler when you buy a weapon. It wasn't a weapon though. There must be something about how I'm determining if it's a weapon. Let's just put a little console log test there. Look, I got an achievement before I even started the game. Okay, enter the shop. Oh, there it goes. It just appears. But I didn't get the test line. What? What? Hang on now. What? It was as soon as the buttons appeared. The buy buttons. Yeah, it was our initialize button call. Yep, that's the one. So something in this. But what? All right, let's just sprinkle in some logging. Oh, I think I just heard Hovercat. Three. It's 3 right here. Name comes last sometimes. Yeah, it does that, doesn't it? 3-3, okay. So even before that, oh, it's gonna be, I think it's happening in there somewhere. 2-3, there it is, okay. It's happening in get random upgrades. Is it get weapons and sub-weapons? Is that doing this? How would getting that... Oh, it's because... Okay. Weapon handler. This right here. Yes, it's because I'm actually affecting this array. I need to new up a new array, a shallow copy. That should fix it. There we go. Okay. And we still get the updates. That's beautiful. Unbelievable. It was that easy. Okay. There's still a lot of work to be done on this, and it's not going to happen tonight. So I'm going to add some quick to-do. To-do for bomb logic. Shop title needs work. Oh. That wasn't her? As it turns out, the sound I heard outside that I was convinced was Hovercat was not actually Hovercat. She is only just now heading this way. so we've got a little bit more time. Well, then let's fix what we can. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that again. And I'm definitely not crazy enough to do 24. Like some people. Okay, so what I want to do... So I want it to say, for the title, that the weapon it's affecting is the test grenade. So I want the title to be based on the parent weapon. How do I make that happen? Parent weapon. It's like if I say, I guess I could just do that, right? Parent, you crazy? You are crazy. Yeah, I guess this could work. Alright, so in the shop handler, we get which weapon it applies to. So what I really want right here is I want to make sure that this has top level parent defined for it. So let's see here. Okay. Equals. Basically, if I ever wind up doing the sub of sub weapon, I want to make sure that still works with this logic. So top. Let's say root parent. That'll be a good way to define this. Root parent. And if not root parent, then root parent is this.
You're too cool to jewel.
Too cool to jewel. I'll take your word for it. I don't 100% know what that means, but... Alright, so... child.rootParent equals root parent. And now in the shop handler, when we are defining a weapon name, can something be its own top level parent? No. So what we gotta do is say, okay, that's for a new weapon. Weapon button location, 0. Here we go, upgrade buttons. Upgrade weapon.name. We wanna say, let parent weapon equals dot root parent, and for our name, root parent dot name, parent or upgrade dot weapon dot name. I think this will work. It's a little bit ugly. It is a vague. Okay, I get what you mean. Kids like their vices. All right, enter the shop. Okay, now the name of it says test grenade. This is good. But it can be misleading. I mean, until you kind of really get into it. Can I shop handler dot update availability? Refresh availability. There we go. Okay. So let's consider a grenade that you throw and then it explodes into tiny bullets. If I say that, hey, here's an upgrade for test grenade that increases the speed of the bullet. From just that alone, you can't know if that is the speed of the grenade that you are lobbing or the speed of the shrapnel that is coming out, because both of those would have the same short description. So here, oh, I need to fix this as well. So here, I need to make sure that it specifies somehow that this applies to the grenade effect, to the bomb effect. Also, purchase X for $30. That's not true. That's not true. Here we go. Buy button dot title. Yeah. If this is an upgrade, how do I tell if it's an upgrade? If upgrade, here we go. Have a good night, Hudson. Thank you for hanging out. Okay, give the X a little extra. So that's going to be in the upgrade logic, isn't it? Almost certainly. No? Oh, it's in here. Okay. Oh yeah, it's because it's the flavor. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I want to say, yeah, here's the trick, is that, oops, I want to say if the weapon has a root parent, upgrade the splash effect, or upgrade the secondary, upgrade the, how do we describe this? It's not always shrapnel. I want it to be generic enough that it can apply to anything. So like if it's a firebomb and I'm upgrading kind of like how many flames there are, then but it could be a grenade that explodes into pellet shrapnel, or it could be a magnet bomb that has a heavier effect. Upgrade Ooh, also, some weapons start with the word "the," which doesn't work. Give the blunderbuss a little extra. Upgrade this item's secondary projectiles. Sure. Yeah, the pea shooter. Let's just replace that. Let's just update all the weapons that start with V. Let's get rid of that. All right, what does that look like now when we go to the shop? All right, so now I can upgrade the reload speed of the grenade. Upgrade this item's secondary. Oh wait, no, that's for the secondary projectiles, which doesn't make a lot of sense. More shots. Give the okay. So this is +2 shots on the grenade. Confirm. Boom. And then this is for longer effect on the grenade's project. Upgrade this item's secondary projectiles. Yes. Yes. That's it. I think we did it. I think we actually fully got the engine for grenades working in record time. Probably before Germdove even got home. That's it. That's it. Okay, now it sounds like Hovercat is home. Definitely home. I'm gonna save the cleanup for this until tomorrow off stream. I am really surprised that actually worked. There's probably gonna be a few bugs to work out, but for the most part, I'm extremely satisfied with how that turned out. I know he's not around anymore, but big thanks to Germdove for the ideas and helping me work through that. Because that kind of how we're doing bombs now, that's all going to be based on that conversation I had with him earlier. Oh my gosh, this works so well. It's just weapons that trigger other weapons. It's so simple, but it works so well. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I don't know what I'm gonna play on Sunday. I'm gonna figure something out. Maybe it'll just be TF2. Something to just kind of zone out to.